mob, how you going? Hey, happy people. Please introduce yourself and tell us who's your mob and what's your job.
All right, well, I'm Luke Brennan. I'm from the Central Coast, New South Wales. I'm a driver but mainly in the sort of drive trucks. In terms of mob, my grandmother, she was taken away at a young age. She was adopted out to a Polish family. So she doesn't have the connection to her mob, but she resided up until about the age of 18 in around the Redfern and Waterloo area, which is Gadigal country.
So I'm Simone Sexton. I am the Indigenous Inclusion Consultant for Vic, TARS, SA and WA. My mob, so on my mum's side, my grandfather is Mununjali, so from Bow Desert region, Queensland.
Well, I'm Savannah Harrison. I'm a postal manager in Victoria. I've been with Post for about 5 years. My mob is the Murrawarri from northern New South Wales, out in Burke and Brewarrina, but I'm born and raised in Victoria.
This is the first year Australia Post has been able to provide NAIDOC leave across the entire enterprise. Luke, have you used your NAIDOC leave in previous years? And if you haven't had the chance to yet, how would you use it?
We'll have before. We've had one many years ago at Elizabeth. I think Australia Post are now starting to bridge that gap. It shows that, especially with like what they're doing also with the Emerging Leaders program now. But then in NAIDOC, you see that's been a bit of a turnaround compared to years gone by. It sort of went by the wayside, but now they're starting to build that up and sort of bridge that gap. What I'd ideally love to do is celebrate down there at Cleveland Street at head office in New South Wales.
It's so lovely to see how Australia Post and Star Trek have really embraced NAIDOC, as you mentioned, Luke. Simone, what does NAIDOC mean to you?
Well, NAIDOC, it's one of the highlight of the calendar year for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and it celebrates our culture, our histories, and most of all, the significant contributions and achievements made by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
Indeed.
But what I love about NAIDOC, it's not just celebrated by Indigenous communities. It is celebrated by Australians from all walks of life. And that's what I love about NAIDOC. It's a chance to immerse in, and be reminded of, our history, culture, and celebrate those who are making significant contributions to Australia. And Australia Post, particularly so many of the, our Australia Post communities throughout the different business areas absolutely get involved and get amongst it through, talks and barbecues and all sorts of different kinds of activities throughout the week. So it's really cool to see that. And it's growing and growing every year.
I wanted to ask you, how do you celebrate NAIDOC?
The way I like to celebrate NAIDOC, it really depends on the year, but my favourite is definitely the NAIDOC ball. Of course, that's something I do with mum, so that makes it special, but just the atmosphere at the ball is just, there's nothing like it. It's just everyone gets super dressed up, there's music and dancing and food, and it's just an afternoon to celebrate and enjoy our beautiful culture. And I can't think of anything better than that, really. It's just a chance to express and just sit back in awe of the amazing work that everyone's been doing and just be so grateful to be part of such a beautiful community. Nothing's better than that, really.
Gorgeous. Well, everyone, I'm going to say thank you, happy people, and happy NAIDOC.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanks,
NAIDOC.
Christine.
Yawa.
Bye.
Bye.
Good one. Thank you.